Ever Onward Tribe, I was hanging out with my youngest daughter, and I pray she won't be embarrassed by this, and I won't hit her with it hard, but she loves children's stories, which I actually think is phenomenal. You got your entire life to be an adult, and I won't give ages and things like that out, but she really, really loves children's stories. And I remember she was a little concerned about this. She's asked me, "Is like, Papa, are these too young stories for me to be reading?" She's done the same with my bride, and really, there's not a moment of that. I was like, "I'll read you one of these stories when you're 50, if I'm alive and can." And to be honest, children's stories and those old fables and tales, they're the best stories ever written. Those are the epochal, eternal lessons that go along with them. That's why they've had such resonance over the years. And she asked me what my favorite children's stories were, and I have a lot of them. I really do like children's stories, but one that popped into my mind that I hadn't thought of in a long time is one called The Emperor's New Clothes, which is, I think it's Hans Christian Andersen. If I'm wrong, someone will light up the comments and give me a hard time. It is what it is. I think it's Andersen. But if you don't know the story of The Emperor's New Clothes, there's an emperor that is, like any king or emperor is quite wealthy. And he's quite vain. He loves the way he looks, and he loves clothing in particular, great, kingly, royal garments. And so he's always bringing in seamstresses and designers that will make him a new set of clothes. Well, two bad guys kind of figure this out, and they start teasing out the idea to his kind of followers that they're the greatest clothes maker in the world, and they actually have a secret type of thread that appears invisible, but is actually the finest clothing that has ever been produced. Of course, the emperor hears of this and says, "Bring them in, they have to do it." He puts them in a room with a bunch of looms and spindles to make the clothes. They start making the clothes, which is nothing, and even his guards or some of his royal, administrators go in to take a look at the clothing being made. They don't see anything, but they're too scared to tell the emperor that, but like, hey, it looks great. There's something special coming off this line. It's going to be magic. On the day of a big parade, these villains, these bad guys, bring this clothing out for the emperor, put it on him. All of his court, all of those people that are seeking the favor of the emperor, just start gushing over how beautiful the clothing is. And he's standing naked. He thinks he's naked, but since everybody's doing that, he doesn't want to look like the stupid one, so he just carries on and gets out into the parade. So here you have the emperor walking down the main street, unclothed, thinking he's in this beautiful clothing, and it was not until, and everybody's hailing him and saying great things about the clothing, until a child says, "But Mom, he's not wearing any clothes." And everyone at that point realizes the truth, as does the emperor. They're laughing and making fun of him. The emperor has to kind of just take it and eat it and finish off the parade. There's morals to these stories, of course. That's what makes them so good. And this one is one that I like because it's not to let fear or pride stop you from speaking up. When something needs to be said, say something. Tell the truth in your life. Trust me, telling the truth is going to lead you down a path far greater than ever making something up or not saying what needs to be said. Say those things people are unwilling to say. I guarantee you will stand out and feel tremendous pride about doing so. Ever onward.